Okay, so Joe, welcome back to Face.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good
Good,
morning.
buddy. How's things going in New York City?
Good, good. A little
Yeah,
getting a little chilly here now, but other than that, everything's good.
what's happening COVID wise? They shutting down the city again?
I think the city more than where I am in Long Island.
Yeah,
De Blasio and Cuomo and whatever.
yeah. All your
Yeah, they're, they're
huh?
they're killing those poor people in all the restaurants and just terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Long Island, we're pretty still open, but they're closing some stuff at some of the bars and restaurants at 10 o'clock. And we'll see how long that lasts. They're already having protests out here by
Yeah,
people who support
you
the business.
look, you have background in law enforcement, and I'm not sure if you were around. You're on the force in the '60s when things got
No,
tense. You weren't.
no,
You were still a baby.
I was still a baby. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wondering, but with your background, do you think we're on the verge? I have some people in here writing about what's going on in Georgia. Do you think we're on the verge of some really major social unrest here in America?
Yeah,
Is that your vibe?
yeah, I've been posting some of my thoughts on that. I think there's a battle going on here between conservatives and liberals,
Yeah.
and the ideology that the liberals want to bring to this country, I don't think is in line with our history. So I think at some point, unless something changes, I'm not going to say civil war, but
How
it's
about
not.
martial law?
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
And I think when the silent majority, I think most people, or at least reasonably minded people, are believe in the Constitution and all that stuff. And I don't know if they are ready for socialism. And I think there's going to be a big fight if that push comes to shove on that. So
Yeah. Well,
we'll
well,
see.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
but
I'm just
socialism is a very easy concept to sell to naive people. That's the
Oh
problem.
yeah, well that's just the problem. And I think the education system in this country is liberally geared, and they're indoctrinating all our young kids, and they're telling them how bad this country is. I mean, look, I don't know, if you guys remember when I was a kid, when you were in public school, you pledge allegiance every morning. You don't do that no
right.
more.
Yeah.
There is no more, country, no more we. It's
Civics.
right, right. There's no
Yeah, we
more.
learned
Yeah,
civics.
we're in this together, and be proud of the country. We're not perfect for sure, but still the greatest country in the world as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I there is an aspect of socialism that I like. I'd like to socialize again.
You're
So
right.
I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the vaccine and be a guinea pig. Are you?
Probably you haven't read a lot of the history of real socialist countries, because
No,
there they people, instead of socializing with each other, were actually
enslaved. Yeah,
turning in each
yeah, each
other.
other. Right. I
Yeah,
I was being facetious, but I would
I
like
know.
to socialize again. So yeah, Len saying greatest country for what? Aha. The Han Chinese beg to differ. Okay, anyway, so let's get off of politics and
Yep.
maybe you could share your screen, Joe.
Yep. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I see.
Sure.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so we're coming into the end of the year here, and what's on your radar? S&Ps. Okay, let's start here. So
Yeah, I have
we
this. I have
go
this
ahead.
up right now. I'm sorry. I have
No,
the ES up here, but you can talk whatever you want to talk about. I'll
no,
go.
good. I want. So you think we're peaking up here?
Yeah, it's just a matter. I think if this pattern plays out, I can't see the future, but you can see,
Yeah.
it's a big zone up here. Usually somewhere around the 78, between 61 and 100. So 78, usually my 78.6 fib is usually my preferred spot. But I've been, I started a short already, a little underwater on it, but I'm holding my position small, and I'll add if it goes up. And the same holds true for some other, positions that I'm in. But the market right now, I think is top heavy. Put call ratios like extremely low, which means too many bulls on one side of the boat. And I think this is going to capsize, if not before the end of the month, probably New Year, like we saw last
Let
year.
me ask you this. I've traded these formations before. What, could be in a wedge. This is a megaphone line. What do you do when you get overthrows? And you know what I'm talking about. Say, for example, we gap above this resistance line. And,
Well, the trend line is just that. It's kind of to show you where the tops were. But the
right.
zone here, I'm looking at is the ABCD pattern here. So
Right.
D, it goes all the way up to 4,062. I don't know if it gets there or not. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
I think around 3,700 or so is probably going to be it, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Well, I'm not going to argue with price.
All right. Well,
that's what it is.
I'm just saying. In fact, one of my worst experiences was I kept adding on to a rising wedge, and then one Friday afternoon in the old days when the Fed Friday was a big day because of money supply. You probably don't remember that. And I walked into my house and I turned on CNBC, and I think Ron Insana was saying, "So how much higher do you think the bond market's going to be with the Fed cutting rates?" And so, I knew it was going to gap this wedge line, and I see this happen a lot. What I teach is let it do whatever it wants to do on a throwover, and then back inside the formation, then it's a go. So, we'll see if we get an overthrow there. But yeah, look at that divergence down there, Joe. What kind of momentum indicator you're using? MACD.
Yeah, I use a
Okay.
583 MACD.
Yeah.
It's geared toward normalization. If you saw Bollinger's book on Bollinger's, normalizing your indicators can kind of put them in line with the Bollinger Bands. So I don't have Bollinger Bands on my screen, but the green line and red line are upper and lower, and the midline is a mid Bollinger Band. So I can tell based on my MACD that where the Bollinger Band is as far as price is concerned.
I see.
And, it works out very, very nicely. It doesn't always, result in a reversal, but when it's oversold like this, you can see, like we were back in February, March, you can see that we got a very nice bounce. So, we're kind of flat here, but price is going up, and so you're right. We do have a divergence, and this is just the weekly. If I go down to the daily, it's probably maybe a little more stark. You'll see.
Yeah.
So, I'm, shorter term, I'm looking, 3,500 really is key. I think support. If we get back down there, whether it holds or not, we'll see. If not, we got this green support zone and then T1 right below. So that's my
30,
view. But
36 looked pretty important to me. That was a low that held Monday.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first sign that I think we're going to start.
We're definitely going to pull back, I think, at some point. Look, nothing goes straight up, but if I have to get out of my position, I'll get out. But usually like I said, I kind of take some paper pain because you can never, for me, trying to figure out exact top and bottom is just ridiculous. So I just kind
of. I tell you what, be a classic event is that they patch together some kind of stimulus bill, and the market rallies that day on it and fades. Anyway, I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
Market may sell off on it. It might be sell the news event. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe. Yeah. So okay, there's your view on S&Ps. We had a nice bounce in gold and silver after they've been correcting for a while. What's your view there?
Okay, well, I don't really follow silver too much, but for gold, I will give you my view. I think last time we spoke, I was telling you, let me go to the monthly chart. When we spoke last time, I was telling you this green, this green zone, and we did come back down. We did test it. So far, that zone is held. I don't think we've seen the lows yet. I think this is just probably a dead cat bounce, and probably going to come back down, I think, to the 1750s, or I think that'll probably be a buy. And if I go to the weekly, you'll see I got my C here for another ABC. So it just came down to just the top of that zone. I think we're going to go a little deeper into it. It may not get all the way to the trend line, but I'm looking for another pullback into the 1750 area. And if you go down to the daily,
that would be a major buy, you think, for a rally to new lows if we hold down there.
Well, if we hold, I think we're going to get at least a decent bounce. Whether or not we'll go to new highs, I don't know. But if it doesn't hold, I think we have problems. But the dollar it's interesting that the dollar has been falling, and so has been gold. And so that disconnect there isn't going to last, in my opinion. One of them is going to be wrong. I think the dollar is going to be right. I think the dollar is going to turn up, and I think that's not going to bode well for gold.
All right, what do you see there? Because I don't have any divergences in the dollar.
Well, I'll show you what I have.
All the momentum is confirming the decline. I have lines at about 90. Okay.
Yeah, there's my weekly. There's my weekly chart on the dollar.
Okay.
And I have positive D on the weekly, and I have positive
Oh,
D on the daily. So I think we're
okay.
coming into the bottom of the zone here. Now this 90 area has to hold. If not, we'll see 88, and we'll probably have a double bottom. I don't know, again, if it's going to hold.
Why do you feel constructive on it? Because it sounds like a bias, because, you know, I know you have some technicals, but, you know, if we get to 88 and you say we'll probably have a double bottom, that kind of tells me you have a bias for
Well,
the
no,
long side.
a potential double bottom. If it doesn't
Okay.
hold, obviously it doesn't hold, but that's the last bastion of hope, I think, for the dollar bulls, because we break 88, then I think we're going to be in trouble.
Okay.
So,
Why, and is it all technical why you think the dollar is wrong on
well,
this decline?
it's technical, and it's also because I still think the dollar is the lesser of the evils out there. I mean, every country is debasing their currency, and you got to give the dollar the benefit of the doubt, being it's the world reserve currency, and probably, you know, still have one of the strongest economies out there. I just can't see the euro outperforming for much longer. That's my view. I could be wrong. Maybe something happens. Maybe, you know, this new presidency changes things, but you know, dollar wise, I just think it's you know, it's hard to bet against the dollar. We're pulling back here, and I think I showed you last time my monthly chart, and
I love your charts.
we've broken down. We've certainly broken down, but again, we're still holding this pattern. Again, if 88 breaks, then all bets are off. But you can
look
see
at where
now.
look at where D is.
Yeah. Well, we never got really above, but if we bounce, we get back above this trend line, then we could talk about it. But right now, you know, you're clearly bearish. We broke that 92 support. Month isn't over yet. You see a little bit of a divergence here because you can see the MACD hasn't made a lower low.
Month is just starting. So if there's ever a chance for a reversal month, it's making new lows early in the month, and you have all month to reverse.
Yeah, well, like I said, we'll see how it goes. But right now, this channel is broken, but the ABC pattern is still in play. So at least until 88 holds. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Okay, so you trade cryptos? I'm not sure.
No.
Cryptos,
I don't look at cryptos. I think if I show you the euro.
Okay.
Euro is probably a mirror image of the dollar.
It is.
See, so you can see kind of the same thing. Again, there's a little room for higher.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately this divergence is going to play out once support breaks. You know, the price.
That's so glaring. I don't have anything that glaring. This is a weekly chart. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is why I use this kind of faster MACD. It kind of gives me better signals. I don't like that regular 12-26-9. I think it's a little slow. But you know, that's my view. You know, I like it. I think you know, I also look at COT reports, and I think some of the better buys right now, I think, from, you know, extreme positioning by the commercials are long bonds, short soybeans, corn, and sugar. So
because the public loves the beans. I mean, the beans has
no, the beans are crazy. I think I have beans here. I don't have the chart for. I don't trade corn and
in
sugar.
The teen. How about what's that? Sugar?
This is soybeans.
Bonds. Oh, beans. Okay.
I'm sorry. This is soybeans.
Okay.
So I think we're at resistance here at that weekly. I should say
the breakout, that'd be a gift to be able to buy it back down there at 960, 970, I think.
Right.
Long term, I think we've had a breakout.
Yeah, no, this has been going up. I mean, but we're at that upper end here, you know, and I think we're going to get some type of pullback. And being that the, you know, commercials are so one-sidedly short on this, you know, big money, you know, I kind of follow those guys a little bit more. And you can also see we have, you know,
they have bigger accounts than you and I, don't they?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
I mean, you think they could take a little more heat than you and me?
Yeah, just a little bit. I don't know about me. Maybe you.
Man.
You can come up with them.
No, I can't take as much heat as.
No, it's not a timing tool for sure. But it just, you know, kind of gives you a guide as to, you know, which is really the longer term view. And sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes it takes weeks or months to play out. I mean, beans has been a while. But
Let's look.
Yeah, and I think I like. I'll show you.
Beans in the teens in 21, I think.
In the teens?
Beans in the teens in
Yeah,
21.
Well,
that used to be
maybe.
a war cry at the Board of Trade. Beans in the teens. Okay.
Oh.
And they finally did it. I forgot about 7 years ago. They were trading 15, 16 bucks. So they could go there again.
Yeah, I think we're a little overboard here. And here's my view on bonds. I think bonds are going to come a little lower. I'd like to buy it at demand zone. I already have a small position long.
Okay.
But I'll be looking to add if we can get that down to that demand zone. Because
Okay.
I don't think rates are going to stay where they are. And if you take a look at TNX, I think we're at the upper end of the pattern here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that this is gonna collapse.
So D could go to what? A little higher.
Yeah, D could go to like 30 here. It's 1053. Well, 10 actually it's 1110. The upper end of D, but for TNX.
Okay.
There's the 10-year Treasury index. So
okay.
I just think that maybe a little higher, which would bring bonds into that demand zone that I'm looking. And then of course this is a reversal zone, so I'm expecting rates to fall. Only because I don't not only the pattern, but I think from fundamentally I don't think the Fed can afford higher yields. They're going.
The U.S. government couldn't afford it either.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And we've already had them double, right? They have double.
Yeah, I mean, their interest payments just will kill them. They just can't do it. So something's going to happen. I don't know, but technically wise, we're at that reversal zone for D, and that's what I'm looking at. And if I could, pick a low on bonds, I think it's a good long. And being that the comms commercials on COT are also extremely net long, I think that's a good sign. You don't want to bet against those guys. So longer term.
Most of the positions that you're talking about and forecasts seem like risk off to me, because risk off, get a bond rally, dollar rallies, gold declines again, and beans would probably come off during a risk off event. So
yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that fits with my my pattern here on this ABC pattern, because a pullback or some kind of reversal here, whether we get the T1 or not, is I think once there's a dash to cash, assets are going to get sold to raise dollars. That's going to boost the dollar, and assets are going to get sold off like gold and soybeans and things that are really moved higher over the past few months. And we'll have another reset, and that may be a buying opportunity.
Yeah. Maybe it's we've had a pretty good fall. We had a good summer, and fall ends December 21st. I know there are a lot of people looking at. There's some things happening, and astro-wise and everything.
The equinox or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's the solstice, winter solstice. Right. Yeah. Right. So we'll see. Anything else on the menu?
Well, I think my favorite show is probably going to be small caps.
Okay, because everyone's piling into them. Okay.
Yeah, and a rising dollar is going to, I think, not be good for them. So that's my view on IWM right here. I have a short position currently right now. I'm just waiting for that 179 support to break, and then hopefully one or two of those gaps will get filled.
Okay.
And you can see, we have the negative divergence, but we don't have price confirming yet. So right now it's just
that just looks sideways.
Yep.
Maybe one more spike. Maybe.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Another divergent high wouldn't surprise me. But we just gotta wait. I think the rest of this month's going to be interesting, and how we start off January. So I certainly wouldn't be doing anything short term. I think 30 days out, anybody buying options, things like that. My rule of thumb is usually try to buy like 3 months, 2 to 3 months out. I never buy when I'm using options too often, unless I'm doing like lottos or stuff like that. So small short-term trades. But for futures, you could manage your risk a little better. So it's a lot easier.
With what? The options on futures?
No, just regular futures. Yeah, options for people who trade SPY and don't trade the future.
Okay.
It's a little bit difficult to manage. I find anyway. It's not my
You have
thing.
someone's requesting a NASDAQ chart. Do you have one?
Of NQ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I posted it before, but yep, there you go. This is
Good.
the weekly.
Yeah, it finally made a new high.
Yep, but
Okay.
you see it just breaking the 50% fib, whereas ES is already into the 61.8. So
Right.
NASDAQ's been kind of lagging, believe it or not, but they're
And
starting
now
to
it's
catch up.
catching up. Yeah.
Right. So now when they're both in this reversal zone for D, I think gives you a little more maybe confidence that we may be topping when you got all the indexes up here.
Okay. Well, Joe, the best way for people to follow your excellent technical work is Twitter at Joe Friday 714, or anywhere else you could direct people.
Yeah, well, that's it. Right now this is my my handle here. If I could find it, there it goes. Joe Friday at 714, and
Don't forget the underscore before
yeah,
714.
don't forget the underscore, right? And that's it. If they want to follow me there, and
you're going to get a new hat for Christmas.
I like the old one.
All right, Joe. Thank you so
my
much.
Friend.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Have great holidays with you and your family. Hope you guys all stay healthy and all your trades come home for you and your followers.
Thank you, and same to you. Good, best of luck, and have a great holiday to you and your followers and your family.
Thank you so much. Joe Friday, everyone. You can find him on Twitter at Joe Friday _714. This guy is you have a great calm demeanor when it comes to things that make people very nervous. So
yeah, well, no one likes to lose money. I think that's probably half the people's problem in trading is that they get scared out of trades when they shouldn't be. But
yeah, so when you're working with someone with a calm demeanor, it really helps, and Joe's got one. So thank you very much, Joe.
All right, my
Appreciate
friend.
it,
You
buddy.
take care. Bye now.
All right, my trading warrior brother, Joe Friday. That's a wrap, everyone. We'll see you for NFP tomorrow. Good luck the rest of the session. And that's going to be about it. You're welcome, Hugo, Nyan, Ben, George. Take it easy. See you tomorrow. You're welcome, Tom.